Hello, everybody, and welcome to SportsBreak. My name is Max Brunke. I am here with Dylan Thompson, Joe Collins, and Jack Demler. We're here to talk some football, maybe a little bit of some other sports. We'll see. We'll see if we get around to it. We're going to start with college football, though. We had a great game on Monday.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Great game on Monday. Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence going head-to-head. I'm going to throw it to the SEC fan first. It's slightly SEC fan.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Bama fan, are you an SEC fan too?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Automatically?
SEC fans
Yes.
are diehard. During bowl week, you root for your conference.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I do. I didn't know if everybody did.
I mean,
My big
usually in
boys
past
now.
years we've had bad bowl seasons, but 9-2 this year, including the national champion, Heisman Trophy winner. Really, the only team that lost was Auburn to Minnesota. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you guys had the best record too.
Yeah, we
pretty
did.
sure.
Yeah, 9-2. Bad time for the Pac-12.
Well, that's a little bit past the point. Well, let's get into the game. LSU Clemson, just a diehard game. It felt so energetic the whole time. Joe Burrow looked like he was tossing around. Joe Burrow comes out first play, escapes the pocket, and tosses a bomb downfield. Didn't count, but my God, was that such a great start for LSU, and it would really lead on to the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you saw in those first quarters, we saw for the first time since Auburn a team that was somehow shutting down Joe Burrow, and really the main culprit behind that was Isaiah Simmons, who's the top linebacker of this upcoming draft.
Goat Simmons.
He really is.
That man looks like a.
He can play. He plays linebacker. He can play safety. He's changing the defensive secondary.
Yeah, and his quickness too, getting off the edge, and he got to Joe Burrow a couple of times.
And just think about this: sitting at the number 6 spot is the Carolina Panthers, and they just lost their best player, linebacker Luke Kuechly. They could be looking to go towards that route. I mean, South Carolina is not that far away from Charlotte, and basically he'd be playing in kind of his home state.
And the one thing I look at in that first quarter, at least the first 3 drives, it was really a battle of field position. LSU for the first 3 drives started within their 5, and Clemson started at least at the 50, maybe a couple yards behind, but mostly Clemson won the field position, and that's what allowed them to start off with the early lead.
Yeah, and they just, honestly, to me, they looked a little more energetic in the first 4 to 6 drives. Past that, it seemed like Joe Burrow was kind of figuring out the scheme that Clemson was trying to run, and they were coming out with a lot of pressure. And that's something that we saw towards the end of the game as well, when Joe Burrow and LSU had a comfortable lead. But Clemson was still firing on all cylinders to try and get the ball back and get back into that game. And that's how they stuck to their game plan towards the end. But what do you think led Clemson to give up?
Can I just say something first? I'm so excited for Joe Burrow coming to Cincinnati because I wasn't really that sold on him before this game. But this game just shows that he's able to adapt and figure defenses out on the fly. And I'm so beyond pumped for him to be a Bengal.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get to that later, what you think
sir.
will happen, because, we've heard multiple, at least first take, you heard the argument Stephen A. Smith had with Max Kellerman. What is Joe Burrow going to do with Cincinnati? Is he going to lead Cincinnati to a much better season and a much better year, or is Cincinnati going to contaminate him?
Well, hopefully A.J. Green comes back. So.
I got a hot take for you. Cincinnati is going to be a really good team. Hang on. They have the weapons.
One player doesn't
Aiden.
really change an entire.
No. I'm not saying because Joe Burrow's
Not on your defensive side. Your
Demler knows Cincinnatians do not get excited over Cincinnati sports because Cincinnati sports lets us down.
Yeah.
Always.
God, you guys are acting like Cleveland fans.
No. Cleveland fans thought they were going to be
we
so
won a
good.
championship in the last 5 years.
To Mac's credit, Bengals do have a lot of good wide receivers. John Ross is becoming more and more consistent. Auden Tate that you saw this year goes after every pass thrown his way. He is a player. A.J. Green, if he wants to play a full season, will be on top as long as we get the offensive line to protect Joe Burrow, and as long as we get a good enough secondary on defense, because our secondary on defense is not nearly good enough.
I'll tell you right now, the difference between Cincinnati fans and Cleveland fans is that when Cleveland fans get good players, they think they're gonna win. When Cincinnati fans get good players, we do not think we're gonna win. We
hold our
are
breath.
notorious for underachieving.
We do have the Cavaliers winning the championship, and that's something that can't be taken.
Okay, you had Bron, like you got
We had
lucky.
LeBron. we almost had
You
we almost had two in the same year. We would have been like
Yeah,
Boston, like
the Indians
Boston
were good
level,
that year.
like Boston level sports. You know,
I wanted the Indians to win it more than I
Me
wanted
too.
the Cavs to win it.
What, bro?
But after the Indians lost, I wanted the Cavs.
No,
to.
for
Obviously.
LeBron's legacy, bro. LeBron needed that.
yeah,
He needed that.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
that was
I'd trade both of those for a Brown Super Bowl
Like,
any day.
Nobody would argue with him against MJ if he didn't win one at the Cavs.
Yes.
No.
This is way besides the point.
way
guys.
besides.
Yes.
All right.
It's cool.
What I was getting into was that with the weapons that Joe Burrow does have next year, I think he could be good. That's all I was trying to say. I think that Cincinnati team could win
He's
more
wrong,
than
wrong.
3
I can do
games. How about that?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
can I say that?
I think
Yeah.
6. I think we'll miss the playoffs for
You got a pretty good running back there too.
Yeah, Joe Mixon.
Joe
Belichick
Mixon?
said he's the best
Exactly.
running back he's played against.
Really?
Hey, yeah, you
Better
saw
than
that.
Derrick Henry, who just
Yeah, who just
by the
ran
way,
all over New
by the way,
England.
we'll get to him and we'll get to him
All right,
later on.
boys. LSU versus Clemson. Tiger versus Tiger.
I don't have any more comments really. This game was
This is
honestly, I don't want to say I called a blowout, but I knew it.
I thought Clemson was
In
gonna
my
win.
heart, I thought maybe Clemson could pull
when
something
it was
out.
17-7, you kind of had like doubts, like, is this LSU defense going to be able to
Trevor
stop?
Lawrence kind of let me down in that game.
Trevor Lawrence chose a
he
bad
missed
game.
a lot of he missed a lot of throws.
He was
Like,
overthrowing. Like he missed a couple touchdown throws.
But he was so good
Right.
on the ground.
Yeah.
He exploited the middle of that defense constantly.
But
He didn't
one thing
run-
we're as much as Joe Burrow deserves a lot of credit, Joe Brady, offensive coordinator for LSU, deserves a ton of credit.
Amazing. He's gonna be great at the Panthers
Yes,
next
he
year as
will.
well.
And just think about it. Is LSU going to be that same offense with him not there?
No,
No.
I think LSU's done.
Yeah.
You know? All their best players are leaving. I mean, sorry, not done. Like they'll be a top 25 team.
Yeah, but they're not going to be at that. They're not
They're
going
not
to
gonna
win the
win
national
the
championship.
no. As much as I love Coach O, I don't think he can do it. Not next season.
I don't even think anybody knows who the
Soon.
backup quarterback is.
No, I don't. I don't. Do you?
Quarterback.
I guess we could look it up.
The one
No.
thing,
Go ahead.
especially after the game against Ohio State, I didn't see. I mean, Trevor Lawrence didn't run nearly as much against LSU than he did against Ohio State. Ohio State, he had 16
Miles
carries
Brennan.
for 100 plus yards, whereas against LSU, he had 10 carries for only 56 yards and didn't find the end zone with it.
Yeah, and the big play, obviously, that hurt Ohio State was that 3-yard
Yeah,
touchdown run.
run, yes.
Ridiculous, and that put a bullet through my heart. I'm going to bring this up because I'm an Ohio State fan and I want to bring this up. It needs to be cleared up that the targeting call was targeting. I don't
Yes.
want to hear this anymore. Stop arguing for it. It was defenseless contact. Sorry, it was contact to a defenseless receiver in the head or neck area. That's targeting. Okay.
And he led with the crown of the helmet.
Exactly. But what bothers me the most is that wasn't a catch. I'm sorry.
They need to alter the targeting rule just a bit because I think there needs to be almost like sort of like 2 levels.
A flagrant 1 and a flagrant 2.
Exactly.
This is what. Yeah, Joe. Right? Wait, who brought this up? I think Gus Johnson brought this up on broadcast one time. He said there needs to be 2.
Think about
tiers.
this. Pretty much every sport has it in tiers. There's a flagrant 1, flagrant 2. Soccer, there's yellow card, red card.
Hockey, there's a minor and major penalty.
Exactly.
I just don't understand why in football it's an automatic ejection.
Yeah.
Like I understand if it's like he's trying to do it, okay, but like take Wade for example from Ohio State. Like he was not trying to do that at all.
Right.
Like I do not think he should have been kicked out for that, and that changed the tide of the game for real.
Yeah, but by definition, to me, like
It's what they've called for years prior.
Yeah.
exactly.
It would need to be like a very obvious thing. To, like,
I'm not
overturn.
saying that like it wasn't the wrong call, but it was just like it's just kind of annoying that ruins the game.
So what about James Skalski, the linebacker ejection for Clemson on Monday? What do you think about that? You didn't see that? No.
That was more of a lead with the crown of the helmet, but it wasn't like it was at his
Yeah.
chest, maybe just touched his face mask. It wasn't really at his head or neck area.
Yeah, even that minor contact to the head, they'll call.
Right.
Which to me, like, I don't know. I don't know how that actually feels, but
and that really changed the course of the game because he was having a very good game at that point.
He was.
He was getting through the line a lot. He was the one who was kind of forcing a lot of Burrow to roll outside a lot more. And when you take that away, now they have one less guy going towards the quarterback that gives Burrow and his offensive line, it gives them a lot more time. So
yeah, Clemson's linebacker pressure was incredible on Monday night.
I just want my sports back. Like, football is like kind of getting kind of
Yeah.
soft now. Like, even basketball is getting kind of soft.
Hey, but the XFL is coming back.
I
The
just
XFL is
I
coming.
just
By
want
the way, did you
sports
see the
back.
new rules for the XFL? My goodness.
It's beautiful.
It's wow.
How about women's basketball? They're getting a check now. Yes, sir. You didn't see that?
Nah.
Oh my gosh, the women's basketball, they raised their salaries from like 130,000 like 500,000.
Hey,
They
that's
got
what I'm talking
paid.
about.
Yes, sir.
Good for them. What? Who's that one girl in Seattle? She's a beast.
Brittany
Brittany
Griner.
Griner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was.
She's-
bro,
she's
she was
fun to
a
watch.
dog. A dog.
Oh yeah.
She was talking about playing in the NBA for a little bit.
She said she could compete, didn't she? Whatever.
Let's get off that.
We're gonna actually ease into the NFL, but we're gonna start low and come up to what's been more recent. We're gonna keep it brief on the wild card round because a lot happened that
Doesn't matter now.
we need to talk about, but doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
First of all, wild card round. Tennessee goes into Foxborough, takes down Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
All thanks to our man.
Derrick Henry.
He literally a monster. Literally a monster.
First player in NFL history with 3 straight games of 180 rushing yards or more. Like, he's like proving that you can still build an offense around a running back and still be a
Absolutely.
very good team.
No.
Really?
No. That he can't, bro. He's not doing that for an entire season.
He's doing it a lot.
No,
Do you want to know what his last 8 game stats are?
bro. I don't care.
Most in-
He's got
no
1,300
no
yards.
running
Most in
back is
NFL
doing that for an
history.
entire season.
It's
Stole-
whatever. What did
stole
Mark
the
Ingram
rushing.
put up this year? 1,700?
I can't hit you with the stats.
I'd be surprised
I
if
can't.
Mark
Football's not
Ingram
my
even-
sport. I can't hit you with the
17
stats.
carries in the last game.
But I'm just saying that getting hit that much and getting used that much as a running back, you're not gonna last.
Okay, but
15
it does help
weeks.
when you're 6'3", 245
Okay,
pounds.
that man is a beast. That man is a beast. But
That
still.
guy's a linebacker, is bigger than a linebacker playing the running back position.
He's huge.
Yeah.
That man turned Thomas around. That was crazy.
And I love that too because Earl Thomas the entire week
He was chirping
He was
him, yeah.
chirping him, saying, "Well, New England didn't have a game plan to tackle him, but I think we will." And he literally running stiff arms him and then pushes him forward from behind too, and then stares him down. And that was the coolest thing of the entire night.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's one of the great moments in NFL.
That was.
It might be.
was.
Paired with that 99-yard touchdown run that Derrick
that
Henry
was
had.
good.
I mean, he's done some crazy things already in his career.
It
and he's
Props
just
to
getting
him
started.
for real.
His physical stature alone is crazy.
Yeah,
Let
that's-
alone what he's done.
I'm guessing you've seen the picture of him standing next to Mark Ingram.
Yes.
And he's like,
That's
two
the
feet
one
tall.
thing that I didn't give enough credit for. You know, my take on Twitter, I said, well, I think, Baltimore's playmakers will be a lot better. So my take, I said New England had a bad game instead of Tennessee had a good one. So I said pretty much New England lost more than Tennessee won. I didn't give Tennessee enough credit.
You
That's where
that.
that
Especially
goes.
that defense.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, against the Ravens defense. Ravens were ranked top 5 in rush defense and top 10 in pass defense. So their defense, which I feel was overlooked this season, still Tennessee showed a reason why they were overlooked.
We'll get
Do you guys think Brady's leaving?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
that's exactly what I was about to bring up.
I don't think so.
Uh,
I feel like I don't think he's gonna leave. There's just no way.
I don't feel he would ever leave. I think he either retires or he stays. I don't think he goes anywhere else.
Okay, then what was all this chirp about him and Belichick not getting along?
That's just cap.
Is that
a lot.
Isn't there a picture of them kissing on the lips?
There's a picture of
I don't
Tom
think
Brady
so.
kissing everybody.
Bro, there's
He's kissing Robert
I'm
Kraft.
gonna try to find it.
He's kissing
Stop. Stop. All right, the other veteran quarterback also lost in wild card round. Saints versus Vikings. Honestly, a pretty fun game to watch, but it hurts me to see Drew Brees lose. Did you find it?
Yo,
Oh no.
Yo, and y'all saying they had a fallout. Yeah, okay.
I'll put it up on the screen somewhere
That's
on the
right.
YouTube video. I think I've seen that before, but
Yeah,
I always thought it was fake. It's probably fake, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's fake.
it
But the
might
other
be
ones
fake.
with him, like with Robert Kraft,
Woo!
like that one's actually real.
That's weird, bro.
That one is actually real.
No, is that the Robert Kraft one,
That one,
bro?
I mean,
What is wrong with this man?
I think we're getting a little bit too off track here. Let's get back. Let's talk about Drew Brees.
This is great, but yes, Drew Brees. It hurts me when I see him lose because I love him so much.
No, shout out to Drew Brees. Drew Brees did his thing this year, bro.
Yeah.
Drew Brees was going.
But he's got, honestly, literally, somebody ridicule me if I'm wrong, but Michael Thomas is absolutely a top 3 receiver. I think he's number 1, but I might be overstepping. But I think he is the best receiver in the country.
Yeah.
And he helped Drew so much this season. It's just so hard to see them go.
Was a dog this
Oh my God,
Straight
he's amazing.
dog.
And he's been very good. And you can't talk about the Saints if you don't talk about Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's my
Taysom
favorite NFL player.
Yeah,
in the world.
this is what I was talking to Joe about this during the game. But I love Taysom Hill for so long, and to watch him play, it's just. He lines up in a different position every play. How could you not love that? It's like watching CMC at Stanford. Oh my God, was that so entertaining? He'd be at running back position. Next second, he's at quarterback, and he tosses a 50-yard touchdown. And now look at him. He's performed for the Panthers very well. I think that's what Taysom Hill could be, but I don't want to say he's stuck in the Saints.
He's a restricted free agent coming up this year.
I would love to see him go and have an impact on a team somewhere. I'm not saying that he can't have an impact at the Saints because he does, but he could imagine him in like I don't even know, New York, either of those teams.
With Saquon, that'd be pretty cool.
It'd be a pretty dirty duo. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So Brady and Breeze both lose at home. Were you more surprised about Breeze losing in the Superdome or Brady losing in Foxborough?
Brady losing in Foxborough.
No.
Whoa, one at a
Breeze
time.
losing in the Superdome. No, I did. Bro, the Patriots, they just didn't impress me that much.
The Patriots have been in the Super Bowl or AFC Championship every time since 2012.
I mean, okay, but they just weren't impressive this year.
The Patriots
And they lost
to
to
the
a
6
9-7 team, a team that was
one loss away from not making.
Yes, they
But
were.
look at that team now, though. That team looks like
Exactly.
they could go on to win the Super Bowl.
That team went 1-2 in its final 3 games, and it was because they won their last game that they even got into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they lost to the Saints and the Texans.
But the question is, who are you more surprised about? I mean, Breeze lost last year through no fault of his own.
I didn't think Breeze was going to lose this year. I thought this was Breeze's year.
And the Vikings weren't a bad team. I mean, they have Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen.
The Vikings defense stepped up.
Yes, they did.
Yes,
They have
yes,
some great
sir.
playmakers. They have.
They clutched up.
Also, Dalvin Cook didn't look 100% healthy in that game.
He
either.
was battling some injuries at the end.
I'm not gonna lie.
At the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hurt my fantasy team.
yeah.
That
But,
really sucked.
Joe, I know I got to ask you. I know this is off topic, but Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens.
How do we feel?
No, let's get into this now. I want to hear it.
Speaking of the Vikings,
Let him go.
Kevin Stefanski becoming head coach. of
Yeah,
the Browns.
there's your transition. I love that.
Yes. First I'll start with you. So what's your initial reaction to that hiring?
I don't care.
I
I don't care at all.
Honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't San Fran's defensive coordinator.
Yes.
I kind of wanted it to be Lincoln Riley. As much as I am a Steelers fan and I hate the Browns, but I think Lincoln Riley is a really good coach, and I think he could do really well in Cleveland. But that's besides the point because they didn't hire Lincoln Riley. I don't think did they even really seriously look at him.
It's an atrocity.
Nobody really looked at Lincoln Riley besides.
Urban Meyer should never take another job.
What? Whoa, no.
He should never take another job. Urban Meyer should never take another job.
Why?
We're not getting into this.
I
But
agree.
Urban Meyer should never take
I
another
agree.
job.
I want to hear your take on that.
Urban
Why?
Meyer should never take another job. He's had the most legendary career up to this point. If he goes to USC and he can't turn that
I don't think he
program
should
around.
go to college. He should go to
You
the
think
NFL.
he should go to NFL?
Yeah.
But what if
It's
he
for
sucks?
really-
The NCAA is always on that man. He needs to go to the NFL.
But he's got a fine job at Fox right now.
Oh,
He has such an
God.
impact on
I
that,
need to
that
see
crew.
my man coach again, bro. That's the young legend.
Bro, you know what I was happy about seeing? A little bent over like Urban Meyer stress mode at the end of that Clemson game though.
Yeah.
That was
Still-
classic.
Still support. He can,
That was classic.
you can tell he misses being the coach though.
Yeah, he does. Okay, no Urban Meyer. Kevin Stefanski and is it Stefanski or Stefanski? Who cares? Okay, Kevin Stefanski.
Okay, so we're gonna start. Okay, so 1 second here. So first, I'm gonna talk a little bit about why Jimmy Haslam is, besides Jerry Jones, the worst owner in football. Okay, Jimmy Haslam is an egomaniac. If you haven't heard the term, can you tell me what egomaniac is, Jack?
Someone who's obsessed with himself.
Absolutely. Okay. First of all,
more or
First of all,
less.
he's the CEO of Flying J, which is some gas station, I think. But who has he kept around for more than 2 years? John Dorsey built a huge part of this roster. He drafted Denzel Ward, he drafted Baker Mayfield, he drafted Nick Chubb, he drafted Mac Wilson, who's been very good as a rookie. You know, he's drafted a lot of these guys, and the Browns have a problem. First of all, their analytics side and their general manager side could not agree on anything. They couldn't so the reason Stefanski was hired is Paul Podesta, who is the chief strategy officer for the Cleveland Browns. He's the head of the analytics side of the Browns. He wanted Kevin Stefanski last year as the head coach. But John Dorsey said, no, we need to keep Freddie Kitchens. And I know, Dylan, you want to hear me talk a lot about Freddie Kitchens, which I'll get to in a little bit. But for the Browns to be good, it all starts at the organizational level. And the Browns cannot find a general manager or a director of football operations or director of talent operations that they like. And that problem stems from Jimmy Haslam being an incompetent owner, because nobody seems to like him because he's an egomaniac, and it's just, until he's gone, I really wish there was a way that he could be fired, but he can't because he controls the Cleveland Browns because he's the owner. And as long as he's there, we're going to continue to have all of these problems from the organizational level.
That's about how every Bengals fan feels about Mike Brown.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about
I mean,
Arsenal.
look at all these owners in sports. James Dolan of the Knicks is the worst owner in probably all of sports.
I don't understand why, I understand why owners play such a big role, but they really have no credibility. They just have money. They just have money.
When you get to that spot, no one can fire you.
I feel like the best owners let the people do their jobs. They don't talk.
And they find ways to make everybody agree on one thing. And Jimmy Haslam's not done that, and that's why the Browns organization has basically been a tug of war for the past 19 years, and that's why we've had one winning season in the last 19 years.
Yeah, you guys are notoriously garbage. You guys are so
And
bad.
look at and
wrong.
it's not because we've had bad talent. We've had great guys that have gone on to have good careers. We just can't hold on to them because nobody wants to deal with this stupid tug of war between everybody. And now I'll get into Freddie Kitchens.
Uh-oh. Hey,
I
do it to him.
gotta tell you, going into this season, I was the first time as a Browns fan where we ever had any glimpse of hope, because
Y'all was on cloud 9.
yes, last year we went from 0-16 to we went 5-2-1 the last 8 games of the season. We nearly almost got in the playoffs, but we nearly knocked the Ravens out of the playoffs. Almost. If we would have won, the Steelers would have been in. Sorry.
It would have been disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm so glad the Titans got in over us. But
Oh no,
keep
I was
going.
talking about last year.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
last year. Yeah.
Last year.
Juju's fumble. Don't want to talk about it. Keep going.
Yes. So
He's hurt.
Greg Williams was the interim head coach, and he's the only Browns coach in the time that they've been back, besides Butch Davis when they made the playoffs in 2002, that had any winning record. Okay, the guy before them, Hugh Jackson, was 336-1. Okay, what job can you literally not do anything for 2 years and still be employed?
None.
First of all, that's because Jimmy Haslam is still the owner. Jimmy Haslam just likes terrible people.
Okay, well, can I defend him real quick?
Oh, Jimmy Haslam?
Yeah. Just, it's nothing too insane because I kind of agree with you. But Browns fans at that point that Hugh Jackson was hired were saying, keep a freaking coach and let him build for more than a year. Don't fire anybody after a year. At that point, they were saying that. Then the Hugh Jackson thing happened, and now they're going, I don't give a shit. Do whatever.
Well, when Hugh Jackson came, this roster was terrible. We had decided we had cut everybody, and we said, okay, we're going to build from the ground up. And then when we hired John Dorsey made a lot of good things. He brought in some good safeties. He brought in some guys that we can help in the secondary. And then he decided, okay, we're going to get a quarterback, but we're going to get Baker Mayfield. And say what you want about Baker, he's definitely been the best Browns quarterback in the time they've been back, which is saying something because he's only played in 2 years. He was the first Browns quarterback to play in all 16 games this year. How about that?
Really?
Yes, to play in all 16 games.
And how long?
Ever in their time they've been back.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, they've never.
Oh my
insane.
This
God!
is the team that's had 33
Yo,
quarterbacks
someone
since
has to tweet
1999.
Someone got to tweet
That's
that.
insane. Okay,
I
yeah.
could literally go down the entire list of all the Browns quarterbacks that have played since '99, but there's literally like. 33.
Okay, start with couch and go.
There's actually Colin Coward. You know the song "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they made it to the tune of every Browns quarterback since '99, and it's actually really funny. Anyway, going into this season, it was the first time that we had any glimpse of hope because not only did we have like a good season last year, we signed Odell Beckham Jr. We got Odell Beckham Jr. Basically traded them. We traded them Jabril Peppers in the 17th pick, which turned out to be Dexter Lawrence. And then we got Sheldon Richardson, a very good defensive tackle, and we kept building up, and we thought, okay, this is finally going to be the year. Like we were around all of the AFC North last year. Like we can compete with the Steelers. We can compete with the Ravens. The Bengals are going to have a down year. Like this is our time to take control of the AFC North.
Did the Bengals have a down year?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did they?
You would not
You guys
consider
were like 6-2.
I was so happy when we fired Marvin Lewis, but
It was
he honestly was a pretty good coach.
If you look at the coaches
He-
before
I'm
him,
about to ban
He
you from this
firmly
podcast.
overachieved.
if you look at the coaches before him and what the Bengals have done before Marvin Lewis, you would agree, except for the fact that Marvin
Yeah,
Lewis
yeah,
went
yeah.
0-7 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The postseason.
Honest,
That's his own.
That is my biggest knock against him.
It's a big downfall.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, but in the regular season, he was a good coach.
okay.
He
well,
was.
Being a good coach in the regular season doesn't mean anything if you can't get in the postseason.
That's
you can't
true.
win in the postseason.
And,
got-
and,
we got in,
Freddie
though. That's
Kitchens
the
couldn't
thing.
even
We
get
can't
in.
lose
Marvin Lewis still.
We
could
got
still get in.
unlucky a couple times, that
Okay.
fumble,
There's
Oh, don't even
now,
start on that.
now we're getting into the season. First of all, it was the biggest mistake of my life so far was paying $175 to go watch the Browns play the Titans and watch them lose 43-13. And I got to tell you, we scored on the first drive and everyone was hugging. It was like a really cool thing. My God,
Yeah, that was the first game
yeah,
of
it was the first game of the season.
Oh my gosh.
We score on the first drive and make it look easy. We're oh my God, this is actually gonna happen. We're gonna be good. We're gonna go to the playoffs. It's finally the Browns are finally good. And then 43-6 is the rest of the game. So then
OBJ had a down year.
he quietly had 1,000 yards. So then
right with that.
He had 1,000 yards.
You're
yes,
right,
he did.
though.
Yes, he did. We had
There's
a
no
1,000-yard rusher and 2,000-yard receivers.
What?
What? Landry had 1,000 too.
Yeah, Landry was good.
Landry had more than OBJ.
Yes, he did.
I expected that. I didn't know OBJ had over.
Jarvis
1,000.
Landry is a very good receiver.
I can't
Yes,
believe
I like him a
OBJ
lot.
went
Yeah.
for 1,000.
That's it. That's insane. I didn't
Yeah,
know
okay.
that.
So
Never
then-
mind.
Sorry, keep going.
Fast forward to week 4, we clobbered the Ravens. We beat them 40-25 on their home field. We're okay, we're definitely for real now. And then we lose 4 straight games after that. Really, everything started to go downhill when we lost to. We lost some bad games. We lost to Denver, who was playing the first-time quarterback. We lost to Pittsburgh, who was playing a third-string quarterback and a second-string running back and a second-string receiver.
Not only that, but you lost your best DE
Yeah, we lost
2
Miles
weeks
Garrett.
before.
We lost Miles Garrett.
Pittsburgh's coach, though?
Mike Tomlin.
If Tomlin would have made the playoffs, he would have been coach of the year.
He was also the Dolphins coach.
That deserves a lot of credit. They finished really good.
They
as much as the
smacked
Titans
the
did,
Bengals.
as much as the Titans won that game, give credit to Miami. The final week of the game goes into New England and wins. And again, another year, Miami is 1-1 against New England in the regular season.
Did that loss from New England not drop him down?
Yes,
too.
Yeah.
That was
That's what made Kansas City
Yeah.
home for
Huh.
It really messed up their season.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Considering the Dolphins, the first 3 games looked like they were not even an NFL team, and the fact that they went 5-11 is like that's a huge Devontae.
Yeah, I thought the Bengals were going to go.
Anyway, but back to the Browns. Like they lost some bad games. Like they lost to the Broncos. The loss to the Cardinals was really the one that just hit the hammer on the head. And then there was one play against Baltimore the second time. We're up 6-0. There's about a minute and 30 seconds left in the half, and it's 3rd and 1. And so instead of running with the rushing yards lead in the NFL and Kareem Hunt, who's one of the better pass catching backs in the NFL too, he decides he's going to run one of his infamous trick plays, which was 0 for 25 the entire season, and we lose 8 yards. Lamar Jackson scores in 2 plays. Then instead of on 3rd and 10, they have 3rd and 10. The Ravens have no timeouts left. There's like 50 seconds left. Instead of running the ball and making it so there's less time for Lamar Jackson and the offense to get any quality plays, he decides to throw again, and it's an incomplete pass. Baltimore gets it with 50 seconds left. They go down and score again. The guy was in over his head from the beginning. He really wasn't ready for a head coaching job, especially with the Browns have a lot of guys that have a lot of personalities on the team, and Freddie Kitchens was not ready for any of that. I mean, you got to cut him some slack because, like,
how much do you think personalities went into them not achieving this season?
I don't really think personalities was a problem for them. I mean, OBJ is usually very
I feel like they
does a
all
lot of things
want
on the
to win.
sideline. Yeah, they all want to win very badly, especially with the team that they have. Like
Baker Mayfield that man hates losing. That's why I think he was
exactly.
a good pick, because that man will not accept failure.
And he always keeps them. He always he always retweets everything of someone talking bad about him so that he can try to prove them wrong later.
I firmly think that he's going to be a beast next year. Over
Yeah,
the offseason,
exactly.
he's going to be going crazy hard.
Stefanski
and OBJ.
Stefanski is a person that is he's a play action pass type offense, which is what we need because we have obviously one of the best running backs in the NFL, 2 of the best running backs in the NFL, which we should have thought, okay, let's build our offense and make it run primarily, and then a lot of play action pass. That's why when we had Kyle Shanahan 5 years ago, we had Brian Hoyer and Isaiah Crowell, and we went 7-9 because Kyle Shanahan. I mean, look what he's doing with the Niners now. The Niners are 13-3. Anyway, I've been talking about this a lot. Let's keep going.
Yeah, actually, the only thing I wanted to bring up was the Texans, and we were just talking about the Browns and their GM versus head coach battle.
Yes.
Texans come out and announce that Bill O'Brien is going to be assuming all GM duties for the future.
Head coaching or GM? Wait, he's the GM now?
They're not going to hire another GM now. That's what the Texans announced. Is that they're not going to hire another GM for the near future of 2020, which to me I found interesting. Because so many people were calling for Bill O'Brien's head after the Texans-Chiefs game, and he blew that 24-0 lead, which, oh my God, we're going to get into that. I can't wait. But for now, I just want to stick to this news that they're not going to hire another GM. What do you think about that, since you have such a strong hate for John Dorsey?
I didn't hate John Dorsey. I like John Dorsey. I thought we shouldn't have gotten rid of him.
Sorry, not John Dorsey. I'm thinking Jimmy Haslam, but that we were having that conversation.
Was it Bill O'Brien? Because I have some words about him.
Yes, Bill O'Brien. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so how many times has Deshaun Watson bailed out the Texans this year?
Just about every game.
Exactly. I mean, they have beside Larry Tunsil, they have a terrible offensive line. Look at that Bills game. He makes one of the best plays to get out of pressure in the NFL of his entire season. and then finds a 40-yard gain. Like, Deshaun Watson bailed out the Texans a lot this year. And Bill O'Brien is like, they made some dumb decisions. Like, to go for it on 4th and 1 from, like, the Bills' 30-yard line. Like, you could easily, like, just punt it and pin them way deep in their own ends, in their own territory. The stupid decision to do a fake punt from your own 30 up 17 points. Like, I understand if you want to change momentum, but if you don't get that, you've basically lost all of it, and you're giving the Chiefs, who just scored in like 30 seconds, you're giving them great field position, and then they used it to outscore the Texans 51-7. And then even when they called a timeout to not go for it and kick the field goal, that's, I think, was a key turning point in that game. Because if the Texans go for it and make it, and they score and go up 28-0,
It's a different
a different game. But since they went for the field goal, that said, okay, the Chiefs finally got a win, so now let's take advantage of it. And they did, tenfold. They actually ran out of fireworks at the stadium because they were scoring so much.
Yeah, and the decisions on field are very questionable, but I still can't not wrap my head around them getting rid of Jadeveon Clowney. I don't understand it. Their defense was not that good this year, and I think that played a big part of that. J.J. Watt produced. I mean,
When he came back in the wild card, J.J. Watt played well against the Bills.
he played very well.
It's kind of sad to see him play sometimes because, like, he has so many injuries, especially in his legs, that, like,
banged up. But
like,
he's still
there's a lot of plays where the old J.J. Watt would be able to make, but then this one can't because he's been injured so much.
Oh my God, I remember that picture of his thigh bruise after one of those games. Oh my God!
And the guy is like one of the like best role models to look after because like after Hurricane Harvey, like he donated like an entire year's salary to like help the people of Houston.
Speaking of defensive players, Luke Kuechly retires. That man's part of the long blue line dim.
Yeah.
How do we feel?
This one hurt me.
It always hurts to see one of your favorite players retire, especially with the impact he has had on the game. I think I saw a stat since he's come into the league, he's been first in tackles, first in pass deflections. He is one of those defensive players that every team you play against stars. Like, this is who we watch for. This is who we need to work around. He's been injured a lot. He's had a lot of concussions. I think it's the right call for him. The little interview that he gave, the announcement where he says, "I will not be returning," you could see that it was hard for him because of how much he loved the game. But ultimately, you are much bigger than the game. So when you feel that you can't go on more because of what's happening to you, then you shouldn't be playing. Yeah, so I respect his decision.
Yeah, I respect all these players that decide to end their careers early. Gronk, not Chad.
Cam Chancellor, Calvin Johnson, and Andrew Luck this past year.
Very upset. Like, I get it. I'm kind of happy they are because it is dangerous, and I know they want to grab their bag and get out.
People don't think about this enough. These are human beings too. Like, they're people like you and me that just happen to be very good at sports. Like, they have the same like injuries and like problems that we have.
We think of them as like gods.
Yeah, and they're
honestly
not. They're humans too.
Yeah.
7 Pro Bowls, named All-Pro 5 times. Just unfortunate he couldn't get that ring.
One of the smartest players that we've seen in a long time.
He would know about 40% of every team's playbook because he watched film basically anytime he wasn't playing football.
I will say this though, he's going to be a hell of a coach.
I
hope
he's smart too.
You have to be smart to be.
He's going to miss the game,
anyway.
I could honestly see him up in the organizational level. I could see
absolutely
him becoming. He's a very smart guy.
I could see
him becoming.
I don't know if he'd ever be a head. I could see him as a defensive coordinator at some point.
Like a scout, like a guy who's in charge director of like talent.
That too, yeah. Director of scouts, honestly.
Yeah.
Just he knows what he's looking for.
Game recognizes game.
Exactly. To get into the divisional round now, moving away from individual players, kind of talked about it a little bit, but Titans, Thunder, Ravens. That was interesting.
Well, first of all, did you see Ryan Tannehill has become the first quarterback in 40 years to win 2 playoff games where he threw less than 100 yards in either game.
I didn't see that.
He threw
but that's
71
amazing.
against the Patriots and 83 against the Titans. And 83, and like a lot of them came on like only 2 plays. There was the 46-yard touchdown pass that took half of them, and then he also had like a 28-yard one. So he had 2 touchdown passes.
His stats might not say it, but he is.
He's a
important.
game manager, and as much as we like to talk about Derrick Henry, and by the way, that touchdown pass by Henry, where he jumped up,
Yeah.
the
That was
Tebow,
good play
Corey
call.
Davis.
I loved it.
I love the play call.
Mhm.
But the Titans' defense deserves a lot of credit, especially their secondary.
Yeah,
I
they
agree.
stopped one of the highest scoring offense in the NFL. If you're able to do that, like he shut down playmakers. I think the Titans D got in Lamar's head. Lamar didn't look
He still did his thing.
No,
and garbage.
No.
I'm
You
gonna
just-
be
you just
controversial.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be
Why don't you go
controversial. Lamar had a shit game. I don't want to hear
first?
it.
I agree with you there. Okay, but here's
Lamar had a bad game.
Here-
You cannot throw 2 picks and fumble and still
Okay.
win a playoff
First
game.
pick, was that really his fault?
he threw
Was
50.
that really his
Dude,
fault?
he overthrew
Like,
his
bro,
receivers a lot.
bro,
His receivers
okay.
dropped a lot of balls.
I'll give you
but he
that the first
overthrew
pick
his
was a
receivers
little
all the
high.
time.
It was a little high, but that was a catchable ball. 100%.
Okay.
They made some
Yeah,
drops, but
I'll give you
here's
that.
the thing. The Titans worked exactly into their game plan because Lamar threw 59 times in that game and he completed 31 passes. Lamar is not someone that's going to throw 40 passes a game. And
I don't think-
here's the difference.
That's not his
Nobody
fault.
is going to throw 40 passes again.
Unless you're the guy I'm about to talk about, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
Of course.
Okay, here's the thing. Stephen A. Smith, he says a lot of crazy stuff, but he did say one very good thing. There is a difference between a running quarterback and a quarterback who can run. That's what we're seeing with Lamar and Patrick Mahomes. Lamar is a running quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback who can run the ball because he's got elite NFL arm strength. He's got great accuracy. Lamar is not a pure passer. That's why the Ravens were 27th in passing yards this year. And while they're first in rush and first in team offense, the Titans said, okay, we're going to take away the run game. We're going to make him throw and we're going to make him throw outside because we know that he's not a great passer. And that's exactly what they did. And that's why he couldn't get anything going on offense.
Yeah.
They also locked down Lamar's go-to attacks. They locked down the tight ends. Mark Andrews. Yes. Lamar loves his tight ends that we've seen throughout this season.
Mhm.
Like, I
And
think
when you
that's
think
his
about
go-to.
it, the Ravens never really had great receivers. I mean, Hollywood Brown's like good, but like he's kind of small and he's still a rookie. Willie Snead he's reliable, but he's not a threat. He's not like a downfield threat or like a number 1 receiver. And then I can't even think of their third receiver is.
Who?
I
Who
don't
is
know.
I don't because Mark Andrews and
Mark Andrews
and
is
Hurst
the number
were-
1 receiver
Yeah,
for the team,
yeah.
and he's the tight end.
I mean, they were both top 4, and then who? Marquise Brown. Did he have the most receiving yards of a receiver? No, it had to have been
On the
Snead.
team?
It had to have been Snead. I don't know. Who cares? But when you mention that quarterback that can run versus running quarterback thing, this is what excites me so much about seeing Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow coming into the league because they're quarterbacks that can run, and we saw that
Yes.
in the national championship game. And oh my God, they're gonna be so excited.
It helps a lot when you're good with your arms and your legs.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why a lot of teams were like hesitant on going with Lamar Jackson because we knew that he's the best. He's one of the best athletes in the NFL. I mean, he's elite level speed. Like he's a very good football player. I will say that. And the things he did this year, like here's the thing, to pass for 3,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards is insane. Even in Madden, it's hard to do. But I mean, not for me. But
I'll tell you what, I personally do not care about anything Lamar Jackson did in the regular season.
Exactly.
You're just mad about playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes.
He did not
He
get
didn't-
anywhere close.
He didn't do anything.
That's exactly what the Ravens. That's exactly
Like, he
what
had,
the thing with
like,
the Ravens.
I don't think he had a bad game like you. I think he was like all right. He
As
did
much
his
as-
thing, but like
As much as
he was
Lamar,
not as charismatic as he was
I
in the
agree.
regular
His their good performances kind of rode on his shoulders sometimes. They needed one.
as much
They needed one.
as Lamar got like a lot of like, he got a lot of grief for that. Really, that Ravens defense was terrible that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Especially the secondary. And I don't call out the Ravens secondary because they talked a lot of trash in like the entire season.
Didn't do anything.
Earl Thomas did a lot.
Trash.
Marcus Peters did a ton, like especially after that Rams game. And how they were dancing on the sideline. And then to see them just get
And the starters were rested. Oh
and humiliated on their home field.
Insane.
I kind of like to watch that.
I do too, especially as being a rival of the Ravens.
Yeah,
Like,
But it's only
that's
Lamar
one thing.
Jackson's
That's
second
one thing
year.
as AFC North fans we can
So
all
he has
agree on is we all hate the Ravens.
Yeah, that and the fact that watching Brady lose in Foxborough was
That's also true.
a top 5
guys.
sports moment.
Why do you hate Brady?
I
I don't
just-
understand it.
He's good.
I just
He's
Okay.
so good, and I hate him.
Why do you hate success?
I think he's good in a way that I can't get into this because my opinion on Brady is so controversial that I think people will actually lose.
people
their mind.
hate Clemson because they're successful.
I want to hear this.
Alabama because they're
What's your
successful.
thing?
I hand it to Belichick. I honestly don't think Brady would be
Oh my
anything
I
without
don't- I-
Belichick.
No,
Here's the
Belichick would not be as good without Brady.
I
too.
don't agree with that.
What?
Belichick's amazing. Belichick's so smart.
my
with the
God. I mean, we're gonna see soon. We'll find out soon.
game. True.
Unless
We'll find
Belichick pulls some dumb stuff and retires with Brady, I'll be
Nah,
sick.
Okay.
nah.
I will be
Nah.
sick.
Here's the thing: we are seeing one person that worked under Brady at another team, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo.
He would have been.
he's
He
been
would have been
wrong.
raw on the
He did not work
Patriots.
under Brady. He worked under Belichick.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
What?
sorry, Belichick.
Garoppolo was a better thrower.
But he was an understudy. He was an understudy.
That's true.
understudy.
But I thought you were giving Brady all the credit. I was like,
No,
Joe.
No,
Not today.
When he sees how Brady
How Jimmy
operates.
Garoppolo does the rest of this playoffs, it'll really tell us the whole thing about Brady and Belichick.
I agree.
Who deserves a lot more credit? Because if Jimmy Garoppolo wins the Super Bowl, you could say it's their defense that won them the whole Super Bowl. Because
I don't
that
understand
defense,
how that
that
tells you
defense
anything
is
about Brady
that
and
defense is
Belichick.
dirty.
Can you explain to me how Jimmy G's performance
Sure.
tells you something about Brady?
Jimmy Garoppolo spent a good majority of his career so far as a backup to New England. I mean, he wasted a good 4 years of his career. I mean, look what he could be doing if he had played.
I
all
don't
those
think
He'd
years.
already have a ring.
I don't
Yeah, he
think
would.
he. No. I don't think he would be as good if he didn't.
If he wasn't under Belichick, he wouldn't have been as good, but he definitely would have accomplished something.
But again, back to the point. How does that explain anything about Brady or Belichick?
He got to first
I
when
feel like
Brady
that
was
was-
Do you want to know what?
Why
what-
Jimmy G's performance has anything to do with Brady or Belichick?
Tom, okay, here's the thing.
And, I don't understand how that can tell you which one is better.
Go ahead, Joe.
Tom Brady, his first few years, especially in New England, when they won their first few Super Bowls, it was not because Tom Brady was winning the Patriots games. It was mostly the defense that's being coached by Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick has been a very good head coach his entire career. I mean, he was with the Browns. I mean, think about this for a second. The Browns in the 90s had Bill Belichick as a head coach, and they had Nick Saban as a defensive coordinator. Like, what the hell, man? Like, those are literally the two best coaches in their level of play, like, possibly ever. So,
Okay.
he's been a very good head coach his entire career. And then when he came to the Patriots, he had Drew Bledsoe. And Drew Bledsoe was good, but I mean, he's not what Tom Brady has been. I mean, no one will ever be what Tom Brady has. I mean, just think about this. To win 6 Super Bowls, he single-handedly tied the Steelers' record for most Super Bowls. And he's done it in like
I'm still not
20
Yeah,
understanding
that's
how.
annoying. But you're still not answering the question. Okay, let me answer the question. I think Belichick's ability to coach quarterbacks like he's coached Tom Brady, because it's my opinion,
He's coached-
everybody,
he's
before you
coached-
lose your
he's
pants.
coached Jacoby Brissett too.
I don't know. I feel like your logic might be
Jacoby
off.
Brissett's a good quarterback. Did he
He's-
not have a good
guys,
season?
you're-
Come on.
We're off.
Why-
the
why
best
do you-
start.
No. We're talking about
Why do
Brady,
you think-
and I'm mad
how do you
that
think
you
he got
that
that
you don't
good?
think
Guys,
exactly. He spent 4 years under the best. Okay.
you
He
guys.
spent 4 years
your
under
logic
the
is
best
off.
quarterback in the NFL and the best coach in the NFL, and you don't think that had anything to do?
I think it had something to do with it, but it doesn't tell you if it was Brady or Belichick.
Here's a
that was
name that
better.
nobody throws
Well,
out.
Belichick's his coach. That's why I think it was Belichick.
But-
But it also could have been a bit of Jimmy G getting to watch Brady throughout his first.
So how is that going to say?
Here's the thing,
How can that tell you anything?
You don't think he takes any of his games?
Okay. I'm not okay. I'm 100% saying that I think Jimmy G would not be nearly as good if he didn't play for the Patriots. But I don't understand how Jimmy G's performance tells you if Belichick's better or Brady's.
Oh, that's not what we're arguing. I'm just saying that,
No
that
sixth
he's been
round
influenced
quarterback.
For sure, 100%.
Becomes the greatest NFL quarterback ever without some help.
That's true. That's true. Okay, back on topic. But we'll lead into this with the Kansas City game.
First
Very
of all,
entertaining.
that was a very good game.
Very
I
good
loved
game.
watching it.
Oh my gosh. Kansas City alone is a very entertaining team with Tyreek
Facts.
Hill and Patrick
Facts.
Mahomes.
That defense, they lost a lot of guys this past year. And
True.
They've gotten better over the year.
No D Ford.
No D Ford, no Eric Berry, no Justin Houston, no Derek Johnson, no
It's
Don
kind of surprising to
Terry
see them in this position.
You
Yeah.
have the Honey Badger.
You do have the Honey Badger though, and I do love the Honey Badger.
Just the way that he interrupts passes, he's very good. I think he's a big part of the Kansas City defense.
Exactly.
I'd say
he's the leader.
Yeah, he's part of the reason why teams against Kansas City lean closer to the run, I feel, than against passing against Kansas City solely because of him. They do pass a lot against Kansas City because the defense is not nearly what it should be or what it could be. But they run a lot more because of the Honey Badger.
Yes.
Well, here's my favorite stat from the game, because I just love saying it.
Scorigami.
Score got me,
Yeah.
obviously. I forgot about that until just
51-31.
now. But, what was it? 49-7 run,
51-7 run.
51-7 run, going up 24-0. Oh my god, I love that. I literally love that so much.
And to do that in a playoff game too.
In a playoff, they had
At the NFL
2
level.
touchdowns in 3 minutes. That might be generous too. I'm pretty sure it was
I
less.
think it was like a minute 50.
They had-
They
they
had
had,
3 within 3 minutes.
yeah,
And
Or
then
something.
the Chiefs had 4 touchdowns in about 9 minutes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It was a very entertaining game. We don't even have to stay on it too long because of that. Patrick Mahomes is so fun to watch.
Best quarterback to ever sound like Kermit the Frog.
Travis Kelce, so fun to watch.
Best tight end.
Okay, here's a question.
Mm.
Is him or George Kittle? Who's the best tight end in the NFL?
I would say George Kittle, but I'd like to hear the Travis Kelce.
I'm
offensive.
still going Travis Kelce. I think so. George Kittle is Jimmy Garoppolo's. Can we all agree? Garoppolo's go-to guy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's the best receiver on that team.
Right. Kansas City has Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, and yet it still seems
And Miko Hardman.
it
True.
still seems that Travis Kelce stands out just above them all. Stands out above both of them. I'm not saying that he's the number one, but it seems like he's always what people look out for because it seems that he can catch. He always gets free. You saw those 2 back-to-back touchdowns he had. He was free on both of those. He was almost wide open. He probably had the nearest defender 5 yards from him. He can catch well. He goes up strong for the ball in tight coverage. He is a difference maker. I think if you put if you switch George Kittle and Travis Kelce, like switch teams, I think Kansas City will still be at the top, but they won't be what they are now.
You don't think George Kittle's production would be as good? on
Are you
Kansas
saying this
City
because
as
he
well?
went to Cincinnati?
No, I'm not trying to sound biased. For those of you who don't know, I'm a huge UC fan. But Travis Kelce, just the way he can go against defenders, how he can get free and go up, I think is very. I'll give George Kittle credit. Like he's closely matched. It's not a breakaway between who's the best. They are very. You can make arguments for both, but I think Travis Kelce takes it.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my point on that. First of all, I'm going to say something about the Chiefs. The Chiefs are showing us a very old thing that is still prevalent today. Speed kills.
It's true.
I mean, look at the guys they have.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, they've seen like 3 times this year where Damon Williams is running free and Tyreek Hill will sprint down the length of the field and catch him by the end zone.
He's so fast.
It's literally
so fast.
First time I saw it live, I was starstruck. I was like,
it's like I don't know.
I love
Like,
there
do
you
you
go.
like
if I
bro,
could move
that
that fast, that'd
like
be awesome.
if you're in the NFL, like unless you're like a kicker or something, like you're certified superhuman. Tyreek Hill is a superhuman of superhumans.
Honestly,
Like,
it's true. I don't know how you
what?
can physically be that fast.
Like what? How are your legs moving that fast?
If he can clean up his personal life, he'll be. I think he'd be one of the more respected people.
I think that's enough about Kansas City.
We're going to the NBA.
Almost all of us got this game wrong. No, we're not gonna move.
This Packers and
Yes.
Seahawks.
I'm so angry about this.
Same here.
Because as I look back on it, I should not have bet against Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
That was stupid.
I bought into the Seattle hype.
was
I bought into Russell Wilson, and I don't know what everybody else is reasoning on
fans
it.
travel bad? Yeah, you should bet.
I didn't know their fans traveled that bad. Honestly,
Really?
I didn't know. They have one of the best stadium atmospheres, but it's
Okay.
because of the way their stadium's built.
That's
And
'cause-
Seattle's really far, like out of the way.
That's true. That's true. That's a long way to go. Seattle to Green
Yo,
Bay.
if A-Rod wins another ring, he could be up there with the greats.
I'm
He
very-
already
he
is.
could- okay.
No, no,
His
not yet.
stats.
No,
He's
but he needs the rings.
He needs the
He needs the
He
rings.
needs the rings.
To make a full bona fide argument, he needs the rings.
Yeah.
So I picked Green Bay, one because at Lambeau, A-Rod, and the fact that, looking at the Packers fans, or the Seahawks fans didn't travel as well, I was very uncertain about that. I felt it was a coin flip as to who would win that game. But just looking at Aaron Rodgers towards the last 3 games of the season and the way that he is improving, like he has gotten better. There have been games, you saw the regular season game against the Chargers, he didn't look great. There have been games in the season where he didn't look great, and then the Oakland game, of course, where he threw, 400 plus, where he was like, okay, this is a stud. But towards the end of the season, he only got better, and I think that was a big factor into their win against
I
Seattle.
mean, he threw for feet.
Aaron Rodgers is just one of those quarterbacks where he just has that magic. Straight
He
up.
does.
He just has it.
You ever
know?
watched his Cal highlights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No,
ever see that
I've
video?
watched
You ever
his-
see
Oh
that
my
video?
god,
I
they're
showed?
so entertaining.
You ever see
Are
that video I sent you guys about
The
when
reporter.
the reporter is like, do you really need 2 TVs? Can I have one? And he goes, you can if you come over and watch the movies. with me."
Watching people like
that's smooth by him. That's smooth.
watching people like him and like honestly, I feel like Drew Brees has some of that magic too.
Oh, he's got
Like,
all the
some of
magic.
those throws that those people make are I just look at it and I'm just like, yeah,
As,
like that's just
as
nasty.
good as he's been this year,
That's just nasty.
there's also one other Aaron on this team that's been equally as good, and that's Aaron Jones.
Aaron
I love it.
16
He's so underrated.
rushing touchdowns this season.
Best running back to not make the Pro Bowl.
I can't wait for them to lose and then he can get fat and be bad.
Led the leagues in like Eddie Lacy.
Yeah.
led the league in yards per carry.
If
Like
Green Bay win, I'm kind of rooting for.
if you
Green Bay.
had him on fantasy and you were playing in your championship, the run against the Vikings, I'm guaranteed 9 times out of 10 he won you that game.
Oh,
because
yeah.
of that.
Devontae Adams also had a very big game.
Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me as much.
And we talked about this before the game. First of all, we knew the winner, whoever would win this game, it's because their quarterback outplayed the other. Because those are 2 top-notch QBs. I was
They're
very,
the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFC by far.
I was very uncertain betting against Russell Wilson, but I had all the faith in Aaron Rodgers. And then we also talked about how Devontae Adams, if the Packers want to win, Devontae Adams needs to stand out as well, and Aaron Jones as well. And Aaron Jones did, and so did Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams was one of, if not the go-to guy for Aaron Rodgers in that game.
Oh my god, after watching Devontae Adams route running after the game, I'm a Devontae Adams fan now. I mean, he toasted that secondary.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really entertaining.
One thing we got to give a huge credit for Russell Wilson now. That team,
He played
if
good.
you look at the team on paper, they're not really that great of a roster. Russell Wilson basically, he made all the, besides DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
I think he was the best rookie this entire season.
Mm-mm.
Really? You thought it was better?
AJ Brown.
A.J. Brown? Oh, yeah.
Look at his-
Ole Miss guys.
Oh yeah. Do you see his shoulder width? Oh my
no,
god,
they're
he's
both huge.
It's beside the point though.
Anyway, but Russell Wilson, that Seattle team is not really the Seahawks that it used to be. They have a lot of guys that you really haven't heard of as much. But he made them into a contender because Russell Wilson is that good of a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's proving that you don't have to be 6'3" or 6'2" or whatever to be a good quarterback. He's 5'11". Now he's the second smallest quarterback because Kyler Murray. I don't really like Kyler Murray.
What an idiot. Go play baseball.
I know.
Go get your bag, dude.
I mean, do you see
He got his bag.
Larry Fitzgerald's
He
coming?
got his bag,
Yeah,
but he's
Larry
hurting
Fitzgerald.
himself.
Larry Fitzgerald's coming back.
He is?
Yes, he is. Just
I
announced
love
it
that
today.
guy.
He'll never retire. I actually love it. I like Larry
I'm not even
Fitzgerald.
concerned.
Larry
about
Fitzgerald's the most respected NFL player. Like, you can't say anything bad about him.
I feel like Kyler Murray was just a waste of a draft pick. Like, I don't know why people, like, even though, he was good in college, like, it was easy to tell that he wasn't going to be good at the NFL.
No. I mean, he had an okay season.
I mean,
The only
I don't
the only
think-
Arizona game I watched this year was the Browns one, and I feel like that might have been his best game of the season. I don't know if I'm right in that. I'd have to look up his stats.
just
but-
watching Kyler Murray in college, I was just like, man, I feel like he's just not an NFL player. He's, like, a good college player.
Okay, well, taking everything into consideration, taking the season up to this point, who do you guys think is the best QB in the NFL at this moment?
At this
Is
moment,
it still Lamar?
What do you
No,
mean the best?
I don't even consider Lamar the top 5 quarterback.
Okay, I'm
that's
both
not-
surprised and relieved to hear that.
What?
I don't.
You don't think he's top 5?
He's
No.
amazing.
I
I think he's the best athlete.
I will name
in
5
the
in
league.
no particular
What do
order.
you mean by okay? So you have to establish what does best mean.
You're the best in the game.
Like
You
talent.
have to be a very good
Okay.
passer.
Best quarterback? Yeah, I would say you have to be probably the best passer.
I don't think anybody's
in the
more
league.
talented than Aaron Rodgers.
No,
I
no one's
know.
more talented than Aaron Rodgers passing.
But I wouldn't
Patrick
say he's the
Mahomes is
best,
one. Russell Wilson is another one. That's 3.
I'd say you have to put Patrick Mahomes up there. You have to put Drew Brees up there.
I'd say Deshaun is
No.
better than Lamar.
guys,
Whoa!
we're not-
What did you just say?
we're not disrespecting
I
Brady
said-
like this. Stop it.
Yes, we are.
We're not
I'm
disrespecting
done,
Brady
I'm done
like
with this
this.
stupid system cute quarterback.
No,
I don't have to watch
no,
him again this
we're
season.
not disrespecting Brady like this. Okay, he's
Alright.
bona fide best.
No,
Yes,
he's not.
I
Yes.
consider Tom Brady better than Lamar.
I'm sorry.
He's-
Tom Brady has
Wow.
everything. You can't make an
Yeah.
argument against Tom Brady. You
No.
really can't.
I mean, if we're going to talk about his legacy, yeah. he's
Stop.
the best. But I don't think he's
Stop.
the best quarterback
Okay.
in the league.
I will say this: that Lamar was the best player this year,
Absolutely.
but he wasn't the best quarterback.
I think undisputed MVP.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
After-
Undisputed regular season.
Well, yeah, if it's the regular season,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course he's going to be it. But if we need to start taking playoffs into account, because if we're going by best player, best quarterback so far in the entire regular season,
That's where I was heading to.
yes,
I think it could be Mahomes though.
I think it's Mahomes.
Jameis
too.
Winston.
Jameis Winston, 30
I'm
for
kidding.
30.
I'm kidding.
Carson Wentz, honestly, shout out to him. He
If you
did
count-
his thing at the end.
If
of
you
the
count
season.
all those pick sixes, he had 44 passing touchdowns.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, no, I think Carson Wentz, the playoffs that didn't even make it,
If that hit was bad.
it was.
Like,
Oh,
like
the one on
concussion?
Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gross. Like, talk about targeting, like, bro.
He's had some bad luck.
Also,
Yeah.
Bad injuries.
do you think Carson Wentz is he underrated or is he overrated?
He's average.
No,
yeah.
he's like
No.
people,
Average in the sense that he's not overrated or underrated.
yeah, he's where he needs to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think he's
where he needs
good.
to be.
He's definitely a good quarterback. Can the Eagles go to a championship?
Think about this.
Yeah,
That now that we
not
think about
maybe not anymore, but if he never got hurt, yeah, for sure.
He would have played in that
Okay.
game. They would have won with him.
I have one question for you. I need if you think it's if you agree with it, or you don't. Jared Goff is the worst quarterback in the NFC West.
I hate him.
I think he is.
I hate him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Who's
to
in the
do it.
NFC West? Please remind me.
Okay, so there's Jimmy Garoppolo,
Yes.
there's Russell Wilson,
Okay.
there's him, and there's Kyler Murray.
That's not even a debate.
Exactly.
He's the
I thought you
worst.
were saying the entire NFC.
No, not that. I said NFC West because the NFC West has good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So.
They got Russ and you got Jimmy G.
Okay, this could be short because I want to bring it up though. How do we think about Derek Carr? Is he still a good quarterback or what?
He's really just average.
He's pretty average.
Like he's like on the levels of like the Matthew Stafford type of people, you know.
Shout
like,
out to my man Andy.
Matthew Stafford's a very like
he's average.
he's
average.
quietly one of the better quarterbacks of this generation. Like he can constantly has 4,000 yard seasons.
I bet Andy
One of those
Dalton
Matthew
has a
Stafford
1.0
is better than Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Definitely by far.
Yeah, when we do a tier maker on quarterbacks,
Oh my
our average.
Yeah, Andy
line,
Dalton
it's
is
gonna be called the
average.
Dalton line.
Yeah. Facts.
Okay, best part. Championship round predictions.
Ooh.
It's a coin flip to start with.
The Titans and the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
This is
To me, this is a coin flip.
yes.
I love
Because
this.
it comes down to
Chiefs.
are the Titans are they gonna okay, so here's the thing.
Guys,
This is
Mahomes
the
can
best-
pass and throw.
This is the best offense that the Titans will face, but it's also
One of the worst
worst
defenses.
defenses that they'll face. So I don't think they'll be able to stop Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry has another 180-yard performance.
Do you think Tennessee can stop Patrick Mahomes though? Because that's the big
I
question.
mean, they've
Sure.
stopped Tom Brady, they've stopped Lamar. I mean,
Mahomes
it's going to
is
be
on
their
a different
I think
level.
stopping Lamar is closer to a good point. If you're trying to make that they can stop.
Okay,
Mahomes.
but if you put Mahomes in Lamar Jackson situation, he was gonna kill him on those passes, destroy him.
What do you mean by that?
He's just a better passer,
Yeah,
like
Mahomes
all
is
around.
not-
Like
yeah.
he's just a better
Mahomes
passer.
is,
Yeah.
Mahomes is the best passer in the
Like
NFC.
if they just shut down the run, like Mahomes would kill anybody just passing.
It's true. It's true.
Easily.
Damian Williams is also very
Yeah,
average.
he is.
Although when he breaks, he's gone. That's pretty entertaining too.
It's not great.
I think the Titans have had a great run, but I think it's over for them.
Yeah,
I don't really
do
see them
too.
as a Super Bowl team. I mean, like,
I don't either.
I mean, they've had this has been one of the better runs that we've seen in a couple of years.
But you know this
Because I mean, but if they win, think about this. They'll be the first 6 seed since 2010 to beat the first, second, and third seed all back to back.
that'd be impressive.
as a wise one once said though, this is why we play the games.
Who said that?
I forgot. That's why I said a wise one.
Okay, so only get your picks. You don't have to give me a score yet. We'll do that later on and post it to Twitter. But let me get your picks. I'll start with Dom. Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah, you said it a couple times. Dem.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Appreciate that though.
Joe.
Oh, this is the toughest one to pick, actually.
I don't know. This next one's gonna be a
I
little
love
tougher.
playoff football.
I do.
No, the next one isn't as hard. I'll tell you why. I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Okay.
I went with them
Max?
last week and they won.
I know. I'm really debating coming with you.
You love
I
hopping
am.
on bandwagon.
No, I do.
Speaking of this,
Titans have been so entertaining. I'm
Yeah.
going with Chiefs. I'm going with Chiefs.
okay.
Yeah, I think Pat Mahomes is going to be too much for the Tennessee defense. It's going to be great, though. Packers 49ers. I'm excited for this. I think this is the best game that we're going to see yet.
Yes.
Joe, without talking about the regular season matchup, tell us why you think this one's easy.
Why do I think this one is easy?
Without talking about the regular season matchup where
Get
San
'em,
Fran
Dim.
won
First
by-
of all-
Dim.
First of all, home field advantage for the 49ers.
It's fair enough.
Sure.
Fair enough.
Really far out of the way in Santa Clara.
Aaron
It's
Rodgers is
far for
experienced,
Green Bay. Green Bay's used to playing cold time playoff games. This is a warm area. Another thing, that defense for the
I
the
don't know if
Niners.
that affects it.
I don't know about that one. Joe.
Okay. So here's what it is. This entire Niners defense, they've been told, especially with Richard Sherman, because they've been told they're not Richard Sherman's not that good enough. You know, he's a zone corner and
People
stuff
gotta
like
put
this.
respect on Sherman.
Yes, people are not respecting that secondary of the Niners.
Put respect on him.
And they're going to get after. They've gotten after every team that they played. They got after Minnesota. They were on Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs the entire game, and they who was it that only had like one catch the entire game? It was either one of them. Actually, I think both of them.
Vikings?
Yeah,
It was Diggs.
Diggs.
Yeah, he only had one catch, and it was his touchdown catch, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because Sherman and whoever I think their other corner, I can't remember his name was, but I know how much you guys like Nick Bosa being an Ohio State guy.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
they have the best defensive line in football.
Absolutely.
DeForest Buckner is also awesome. Eric Armstead is awesome. Like they have a very good defensive line.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
their O-line that they're going against, was it Bakhtari? I can't remember.
Yeah.
He's the best offensive lineman in the NFL.
Yeah.
Consistently. But
So this is an easy.
it's
Packers.
definitely not gonna be 37-8. I
No.
will say
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's not going to be It's not going to be a repeat of the regular season game. It'll be a lot closer.
It'll be a lot closer. But I think the 49ers win this.
Dem?
Who has more
Because
I don't have any more comments.
a lot of the times the Packers have been knocked out in the playoffs has come to the hands of the 49ers.
It's true. It's very true. Them. What do you got?
I'm going to side with Joe. I'm taking the 49ers.
Okay.
I'm reluctant to do so because, as I mentioned, Rodgers is going in the
We are
Rodgers is
betting
in the right
against Aaron
direction.
Rodgers.
Yeah. Now I know it's away, but still, he's Aaron Rodgers.
That's A-Rod right
I think the defense, San Fran's defense, will be too much for the Packers' offense. It'll be a low-scoring game, I think,
Yeah.
and I think San Fran wins by 1 score.
Mm-hmm. As much as we like to talk about the Packers offense against the Niners defense, the most important matchup of the game is the Packers defense against the Niners
It's
offense.
true.
Because we haven't really looked at that.
I don't know. I can't decide. Dylan, what do you have?
I can't lie. I haven't really watched many 49ers games. I don't know if I've watched any 49ers games this year. But, yeah. I just cannot bet against Rodgers. I just can't.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I want to go there. Just how I see it,
He needs
look
this
at his
too.
window.
This is for his
season.
legacy.
This is it.
This is
I will
this is the
say,
one.
if we do get an Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl,
That'll be entertaining. That'll be
Okay,
very, very nice.
Those are honestly two of the most talented QBs
They're
I've
the-
ever
they're the
watched.
two
so,
top
that would be crazy.
Arguably the 2 best passers.
I think they are the 2 best passers in the league.
Aaron Rodgers is the best of like the older
You could always
era.
put Breeze up there.
I
You
think
could-
Rodgers
yeah.
is the best of the older era, and Mahomes is the best of the new era.
I agree. And isn't it weird how we do have like this old era and new era of quarterbacks
Yeah.
and not really anybody in between?
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's for like people like Matthew Stafford.
That's true.
It's 'cause they were
We
all
should just
flops.
call the average the Matthew. I mean, Matthew Stafford's not average, but I mean, like the Lions are just not a good franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the least talked about.
Betting
NFL
against
teams.
Rodgers.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm going to regret this, but I'm going Packers.
Yeah.
I'm going Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers, he wants his ring.
Who
And
wins?
that's what's
Betting
gonna lead
against
him.
Rodgers and betting against Brady to me is just crazy.
These teams are close enough for me to say
I will
that.
say this.
The
Rodgers-
I will
matchup is
say,
going to be Sherman versus Devontae Adams.
That's a good matchup.
And if Devontae Adams beats Richard Sherman, Packers have a huge leg up.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Here's the thing now.
How
Whoever
good
wins
is
the NFC Championship, I think wins the Super Bowl. I just feel that the NFC is kind of has better teams than the AFC
You don't
right
think the
now.
Chiefs have a chance?
They're not as complete of a team as like someone like the Packers or the Niners is. Because
I think the
Packers
Chiefs-
and the Niners are good on both sides of the ball, whereas the Chiefs are very good on offense, but they're kind of untested on defense.
Okay, no, that's fair enough, actually.
Yeah.
That's fair.
49ers are the most well-rounded team we
Yes,
have remaining.
that's
in the
why.
playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I'm going Packers. I'm sticking with it.
All right. Now
It's gonna be a good game. Good close game.
Let's jump into the NBA. The first time that we've talked about a sport other than football on this podcast.
Oh, that's very, very true.
Dylan, you're kind of looking like you're excited over there. Why don't
I'm
you start us
excited.
off?
I want you to kick this off.
Let's do it.
What are we kicking it off with, boys?
Okay.
What about Lakers? I want to hear about the Lakers first.
Hashtag Wash King not so washed, bro. Just wait till the playoffs. Wait till the playoffs, bruh. King's coming back. AD, okay, if AD stays healthy, I don't think anybody's beating the Lakers. I'm sorry. I know the Clippers have beaten them twice, but
The
playoff
Regular season's
run,
bullshit.
like that's a whole different
That's
beast.
zero dark 30.
Like,
Yeah.
like if Brown gets the playoffs and like he's playing the same way, then I'll be like, I'll think less of Brown real talk. I think it's on the MJ versus Brown conversation is
I
kind
think
of
this
over.
is. I think if he
But-
wants to, like,
If he wins this, like, yeah,
you can start
you
making
can start
the
it
thing.
again.
You can start it again. If he wins 5, well, I mean, I think you can say that.
With 3 different franchises,
You can definitely
5
say he is.
overall.
And
5
which-
overall.
in which he needs to win the Finals MVP too. He cannot let AD win the Finals MVP.
I
Wait,
don't know
wait,
what
wait.
happened.
Consider
So right
He
now,
has to.
Okay.
right now, are you guys saying MJ is better than LeBron?
Yes, because wait, Tommy's
Care to elaborate?
Guard?
Yeah, I think it's
Take that.
yeah. Take it.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Care to
Well, not here. Go outside.
care to elaborate a little?
I can't wait
On
for
what?
a blooper reel.
MJ versus LeBron.
Yeah, I'm curious. I think I would compare it to like Tom Brady. I would if you're gonna say Tom Brady's a good because of all of his.
Yeah,
Rings.
because he has more rings than LeBron.
Then
I think
MJ
it's
would be the
unfair.
go over.
Bron
LeBron.
has 3, and he was going up against the Golden State Warriors with KD.
Which is why.
so you think Bron's
No, but I'm just saying that's why, like, of course, Michael has more rings. Like, bro, Michael's not beating the Golden State Warriors with KD. I don't care what anybody says. That team is unbeatable, pretty much.
so why do you still think
I
that?
feel you're
so-
contradicting yourself.
Yeah.
No. I don't think the rings matters. I just think that MJ has that it factor.
The flair.
Not the flair, just the competitive spirit.
So I've
Like
always.
he'll take the ball down the court and score on you himself. Like Bron is he's shied away from big moments. in
I've
his career.
always thought that LeBron would beat you on the floor and Michael Jordan would beat you in your mind. If Michael Jordan gets inside your head, Michael Jordan has a leg up on you. But I think LeBron is more talented. I think LeBron is bigger. I think LeBron
More
would beat
talented.
MJ.
I'm unfortunately on LeBron's side here, but NBA is not my first sport, so I don't know.
If you watch like old MJ games, he's the bona fide best player on the court every time. Now, of course, I'm not gonna say that every time LeBron doesn't step on the court, he's not the best player because I do think he is the greatest player in the world still. But sometimes when you even against bad teams, sometimes you're just like, is he the best player in the court? It was never a debate with me that Michael was the best player in the court every time he stepped on the court.
There are moves, I will say, that MJ makes that I don't think LeBron can, but LeBron is bigger. I think if LeBron and MJ played one-on-one, I think LeBron could take you down to the paint and score on you.
I think
LeBron is bigger.
but
LeBron will out-muscle you.
but we're playing 5-on-5.
Here's what I always say. Jordan is the greatest NBA player of all time, but LeBron is the best.
Okay, I can give you that.
Can you understand?
I really like that.
Because what makes Bron so effective is that he can do anything, and he can do anything at a super high level.
His
MJ was just like taking the ball and yamming.
his step back, his turnaround fadeaway. I've never seen him miss that.
No.
It's literally
It's his move.
It's like with Kareem where he did the skyhook shot. Like
Now,
I've never missed it.
The
Never
hot
missed.
take that I have is, I think KD's a better scorer than MJ.
Really.
You can't what are you gonna do to stop KD?
Yeah, I mean,
I need
not-
more
not
years
to
of
mention
KD
that.
before
Like-
I make
like,
that
how-
claim.
I mean, to be
You've
six,
seen him play.
to be-
You've seen him play
uh,
against the best defenders, and he's
to be
that's certified 25.
to be
30,
as tall as
certified.
he is, and to be able to shoot the
way
And
that he
dribble,
does,
and dribble, and
like
create his own
that's
shot.
very
KD is
impressive.
unstoppable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And people rate Kyrie too high in my.
Kyrie
respect.
kind of just ruined. I gotta say,
Kyrie's good. Like of course, like he
Kyrie
can
ruined
do
his
what-
career.
But like, is he really that effective? Is he?
Okay, here's what I always say. Kyrie on the Cavs was a baller. Like he was insane. He was a huge reason why they won that championship. But now, ever since he went to Boston, he's kind of gotten an ego, and he's kind of gotten a little overconfident.
Kyrie
playing.
can't win a championship
On
being
his
the
own.
best player.
He can't because when you have LeBron with you, that's very, very. That's obviously going to get you a championship.
Yeah, that team was stacked.
No.
I miss it.
No.
As a Cleveland fan, I miss it.
All right,
Let's talk about the future of the NBA.
well, I want to get into the standings right
First of
now.
all, Zion, his first game, January 22nd.
I don't really care about that.
Yeah,
The
I
Pelicans
honestly
are so
don't care.
bad.
I
that,
think
like,
he should sit out the rest of the year.
I know, the Pelicans are just terrible.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Giannis and the Bucks are a real contender to win the NBA championship.
7 games ahead in the Eastern Conference.
They're
7
impressing
games.
me. They're impressing me.
The East-
And they're beating Western teams. They're blowing Western teams out too.
Yeah.
36-6 record. Yeah, Giannis is.
Superhuman.
It's.
Superhuman.
I don't even know what to say about him.
He could be the best player in the world right now.
No, not yet.
He could.
Not yet.
Bro, who's stopping him?
Give me another year, and then
Who's
and then we'll
stopping
talk.
him? Bron's not stopping him.
Okay, maybe nobody's stopping him right now. but he's
Kawhi's
not
like
fresh yet.
Kawhi's not stopping him.
Yeah.
Who's
Doesn't matter if I mean. Okay, all right, I'll give you that. I'm not gonna make that claim though myself.
now? I know he's
For-
young. I know he hasn't proved himself like all the way yet in the playoffs and stuff. But like the way that he's playing like he's the greatest in the world. He truly is.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, let's go to standings.
Honestly, my biggest surprise, Jazz at 2.
You gotta love the Jazz.
5 games back, they're 28-12.
I gotta say, I love teams like the Jazz and the Nuggets that are more team
Yeah, their
oriented.
team.
The Nuggets last year were, oh my gosh, it was a very interesting NBA season
Like,
to say the least.
We see a lot of like good teams that are carried by one player or two that happen to be very good, but like we don't really see as many teams that are good because they have a lot of like good guys that fit into their roles.
My biggest surprise that I'm looking at is the Pacers at 5. The Pacers have had a very
That's
solid
exactly
season.
what I was about to
The
say.
Pacers are good.
The
True.
Pacers
But
are
nobody talks about them.
The Pacers are a good team. The Denver's a good team. Utah's a good team. I honestly think Brooklyn was a good team. And what makes the Clippers over the top is that they're a good team on top of their 2 good players.
Yeah.
They were real a solid. I don't know about contender, but they were a solid like first, second round playoff team last year. And then they added Kawhi on top of Paul George. I think that's what makes them such a contender. And that'll in the playoffs that'll honestly make their chances go up because in a 7-game series, that's what you need. You need everybody to step up in clutch moments. That's why Toronto won because their team stepped up.
I will
Toronto
say,
surprised me this year too.
A team I'm disappointed in right now is the 76ers. I mean, I know it's early, but
They're
better than the
they're
16.
picking up right
They're
now.
better than the 16.
They're picking up. But
They're picking up. Embiid is starting to impress me a little bit.
Yeah, but they're a much better team than where they're seated at right now.
they're still
of
sitting
course.
6th.
Yes, but they're a
And
team,
the gap
they're a
between them and the
team-
Magic, it's a 6-game gap.
Yes,
I mean, that's
but the
large.
team. I definitely think that they're better than the Pacers and the Raptors. Like,
Yeah.
and I think they're better than the Heat. Well, the Heat though.
I think-
Come on,
I
Jimmy
think-
Butler, they have been.
That boy bad. That boy is bad. The Heat are cold this year. I'm telling you, bro. Don't count him out.
17 and
Don't
1
count Jimmy
at home.
Buckets out. Don't count him out.
I love Jimmy Butler.
They're-
Oh
There's-
my god! Did you see him against I forget the dude from the Pacers? He like circled the Pacers
yeah.
on the calendar.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Jimmy Buckets.
17 and 1 home record. Like
That's good.
they came.
If you don't know basketball, that's good.
That's good.
Really good.
Their only losses to the Lakers. I remember that.
When you play the Heat, you know you're coming for a good tough
You
game.
better hope you're playing them at home.
Another standout player this year, Kemba Walker for the Boston Celtics.
Clearly, Kemba Walker. Oh my God.
He is.
I would vouch for this guy at UConn. I would vouch for this guy at Charlotte. I'm vouching for him
He was
now.
cold at UConn.
I love that
Oh,
guy.
he won them the national championship.
boy.
Absolutely.
MJ didn't do him right at Charlotte.
Well,
no, but
He didn't do him
They
right.
never-
I still think he was a really good player.
Oh, he
The
was doing his thing.
The
Don't get
Hornets
me
are one of those
wrong.
teams where like they're not great, but like they're not bad enough to be like around the first pick. They're always like 4th worst, like 11 seed in their
MJ
conference.
just didn't
That's
build
like
a team.
the worst you can do too.
Yeah,
He
like,
just-
if you're in that like 10, 11, 12 spot in your conference, like you're not really doing
I just
it.
don't understand why MJ didn't build a good team around Kimba. Like he just got Kimba and then just kind of just like was complacent.
like
used
the
him.
Bulls are
It was
at
just
that
like-
spot right now.
He was just wasting his
The
years.
Pistons.
I don't
Like,
think he realized that Kemba was his player. I mean, that was his guy.
Why wouldn't he realize it? He was the person carrying them. Like there was no reason for him not to
I don't mean to
realize.
sound like Stephen A. Smith right now, but the damn Washington Wizards. It's 13 and 26.
They're
No.
13 and 27.
If we're talking about a team I didn't think was going to be good, OKC.
They're doing pretty well.
CP3 is hooping this year.
Yeah,
CP3 has something to prove.
But we'll get into that. But why I just said that thing about the Wizards is the Wizards the last few years, they always should be like a good team, yet they underachieve every year. Like they should have made the Eastern Conference Finals like a couple times. They should have definitely been better than an 8th seed the last 3 years. Like with John Wall and Bradley Beal, like that's a very good duo.
I couldn't really tell you the Wizards' problem.
Yeah, the Wizards. I can't believe nobody's brought up the Warriors yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna care about the
I've always
we know
hated
they're
the
just gonna
Warriors.
they're just gonna be bad. They're gonna get a first like the top 3 pick, and then
And
they'll be
they're
back
going to get
next year.
Steph and Clay.
And they're gonna be back next
and
year,
they're going to be
and then-
back.
That's true.
Honestly, no. Honestly,
The Ju-
the draft picks this year really aren't impressing me that much. Like, no one is like that guy. You know what I mean?
it's been a
You
great
know-
year.
Except for Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony's stupid.
I hope
Well,
Michael
he's not
Ralph
playing.
hears
Is he
me
still hurt
because
now?
I was arguing to him about Tyrese Maxey. I don't think he's that great, but
he's alright.
He's,
There's just no Zion. Like,
No.
you know what I mean?
well, Zion
I'm not-
was different.
Yeah, but like even before that, who was the year before that? There was
Uh,
not Lonzo. Who's got
Who was the
picked
number
before
one pick?
Lonzo?
wasn't it?
Oh my God,
it was
I
the
can't
Celtics.
remember.
It was Jalen Brown.
No,
Was
it
it?
wasn't.
I don't remember.
Oh no, it was Markelle Fultz.
Markelle Fultz.
No,
Markelle
that was
Fultz
2
is
years.
hooping
That was
this
2
year.
years ago.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
I think he
Keep
was the
going.
same year as Lonzo.
Whatever.
Number 1 draft.
Oh, it was no, not DeAndre Ayton.
NBA.
Maybe it was.
I think
It was
DeAndre.
Luka.
Luke. No, he didn't go first.
Oh, we're gonna get into him. We're gonna
Go
get
ahead.
into him.
Wait,
Wow.
I got it.
Mavs are 6.
DeAndre Ayton last
It was
year.
DeAndre.
It was DeAndre Ayton.
Okay.
That was last year?
2017, Markelle Fultz. 2016, Ben Simmons. 2015, Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh yeah.
None of those. Okay, except for Cat. Like Ben Simmons is good. Okay, he's like okay.
But
like,
the Timberwolves
first picks really aren't doing it.
No.
I mean,
Let's see what Zion
the
does.
Timberwolves are the proof that like just because you have first round picks doesn't mean you're gonna be a good team.
No, Cat is cold though.
Cat is cold,
I
but
love
the
Cat.
Timberwolves as a team are just terrible.
Markelle Fultz is hooping this year also.
Anyway, but Luka,
You haven't seen him?
Who?
Markelle Fultz. He's
doesn't he
playing-
play for the Magic?
Yeah, he's playing pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Shout out to my roommate. He met him.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he a nice guy?
When he was at the Kings? Yeah, he said he was cool.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Doncic.
yes. What a season so far for him. He's had, especially at 20 years old. Like, he's gonna dominate for a long
I
time.
haven't seen many Mavs games this year, but when I've watched his highlights, he's
Yeah.
It's
He's
insane
balling.
that people aren't looking at them like serious contenders.
I mean, they got Kristaps. They got like good talent. on
Like-
the team.
He had
in a
great
7-game
team last year,
series,
too.
like they're gonna be a force to be reckoned.
Yeah.
I mean, right now they're matched up with the Nuggets.
That's
That would be a good series.
That's the switch up from the NFL to the NBA. Is a 7-game series in the playoffs. 7-game series proves that you have to be better than the team.
Yeah.
That's what makes it big.
We're kind of getting low on timer, so we'll move into our next one. Big news coming out of Major League Baseball.
MLB.
First of all, we'll start with Houston Astros. Just found out the other day, their general manager and their manager got suspended for the cheating scandal that happened in the 2017 World Series. Apparently they were stealing signs. And then you find out that they get fired. Both of them get fired. And then, just we found out yesterday, the Boston Red Sox were also in that scandal too, and their managers just got fired in the wake of that too. So, I really got to say this for Major League Baseball. It's really struggling nowadays because with all the doping scandals and with steroids back in the early 2010s, and it's really been struggling to find new fans, and that's why it's it went from being America's pastime to now it's like 3rd or 4th in most popular American sports.
Did Kobe
Yeah.
not get picked number 1?
no,
No, he didn't.
no,
Where'd he go?
I don't remember. Some number. My only issue with this whole scandal thing, I agree with the Astros getting the hammer, the suspension, and then them getting fired. I don't like the Red Sox decision to fire Alex Cora, honestly. He hasn't been convicted of anything. They haven't even found it. Have they even begun an investigation with the Red Sox? Only people have accused them.
I mean, if it was enough to fire him, I mean, obviously something.
I'm
happened.
thinking the Red
they must
Sox
know
know.
something.
Yes,
Yeah.
they probably know that they would get screwed over in some way, so they want to get rid of the problem before the MLB does.
Yeah, but if they're not being investigated right now and they go off and fire Alex Cora after these allegations, what does that look like?
And Dylan, Kobe was the 13th overall pick in '96.
What
Yeah.
a steal!
Damn.
That was a good pick.
But no, Kobe sat for like 3 years.
the
That's
num-
what's crazy.
Wait, let's just see this. Now you're got me. Who was the number 1 pick in that draft? Okay, Allen Iverson. Okay, that's not.
Bro, Kobe sat for like 3 years. Imagine Kobe's like record-breaking numbers if he had those 3 years there.
All right, okay, there's some pretty good picks.
Because
in
This,
draft.
this is so off topic.
I'm sorry.
I'm cutting it out. Okay, keep talking baseball.
Okay.
Whatever. What do we even have any other baseball talk to talk about?
That was the only thing.
That was the only thing that was really about these.
I know zero about baseball.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's falling behind. I mean, it's struggling to find fans because it's
Baseball is just not
like.
interesting.
I mean, think of how the other sports like.
They need to make it more
Look at how-
fast-paced.
Look at how like the NFL has changed now with the whole thing of like now quarterbacks are starting to run more. You know, it's getting faster. There's more speed. In
They
it.
should have implemented the like pitch timer.
They have.
They have?
Yes.
Yeah,
it
we-
still
fans
hasn't
just
really
don't
done
see it.
anything.
Oh,
Now, the only problem, so
baseball is just not.
I understand people's
I just don't
argument,
like
like,
that sport.
if you want fans, people's big argument is, well, if you want us to watch it, speed the game up, it's just too long. But that's part of the game.
Yeah.
That's part of its
Baseball,
pastime.
baseball can't. Whereas sports is like football, like they pass a lot more now than they used to, and like, and the NBA, it's a lot more. The 3-ball is starting to become a main point of that entire game. And then even if you look at hockey, you know, a lot of it used to be strength, and now it's more about speed and skill. So, but in baseball, there really isn't anything you can change. I mean,
Right.
they're saying like, well, you could hit more home runs, but that also brings more strikeouts. Like.
Yeah.
Well, they need to make it less innings. First.
Really, I think they
Yeah,
should do
really.
this. 162
Nobody
games is
wants to go
really
out-
long.
That's
Nobody
really
wants to go out to like a 3-4 hour game, bro. In the
I mean-
hot sun, nobody
I mean-
wants to be.
I mean, baseball stadiums have really cool atmospheres.
I mean,
Great American's a great out.
Yeah,
I
Progressive Field is a very
I
nice
love Great
one.
American, but like people just get tired of being there.
Like
it's-
I went to the All-Star game this past summer in Cleveland. It was definitely one of the coolest things I've done.
like it used to be dope, but like I feel like people just don't want to be there for 4 hours anymore. Like,
No,
they don't.
regular season it's tough. I wouldn't go to a regular season game, but playoff atmosphere for
October
college-
baseball.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
October baseball is awesome.
Playoff baseball is cool. I'll give you that.
Yeah, because there's so much more at stake. Whereas
Yeah, for
like
sure.
in the regular season, you literally play like a 3-game series every.
They're already playing a bunch of games.
162.
Why are they playing so many games?
They don't need to
I,
be.
I don't agree with that either. Okay, well, to end off, I want everybody to give me their hottest take right now and defend it for 2 minutes.
I gotta think
Joe,
about.
go.
I gotta think about this.
Okay, never mind. Dylan, go.
I gotta think about that.
What-
one.
Anything. Give it.
Uh,
Your hottest sports take.
Oh,
Brooke, what's
I'll give
yours?
you mine right now. You ready? Caleb Wesson should be a top 10 pick. And the season he's having with Ohio State right now, they just went through an 0-4 drought. I don't want to talk about it. But the season he's having right now, it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I mean, the way he moves at his size, it's so impressive. The greatest thing for an Ohio State basketball fan, because we haven't had anything like that since Aaron Kraft, and Aaron Kraft didn't even go to the league. You know, Kid Bates Diop was amazing, but you know,
I got it.
you got yours. I want to hear yours.
Lonzo Ball is not a flop. The things I'm watching that kid do, he's getting subtly better and better every year. I think he's got at least 2 or 3 All-Star years in him.
I don't agree with all the hate on LaMelo either.
Oh, LaMelo's going to be raw. LaMelo's going to be better than Lonzo.
It's so stupid.
No,
all
LaMelo-
these people coming at him.
Do you realize, like, LaMelo is hooping against actual pros right now? Like that's what Doncic was doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
My hottest take. Nick Bosa is better than his brother.
Nah, that's not good.
I don't consider that
Really?
What? No, that's pretty. That's kind of
That's
obvious.
kinda common.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, Nick Bosa's just like that. Man, like look at him play.
Joey's
but,
beast though.
but like look at him play versus Bro. Like his name is mentioned so much more.
Okay, but
Yeah, sure.
if you want an even hotter take, I got one for you.
Go on.
Patriots don't win the AFC East next year.
Who does?
You think
The
Buffalo?
Bills? Yes,
Yeah.
the Bills win the AFC East.
You know what I'm a big fan of? Josh Allen.
Okay, another hot take.
Oh, we were supposed to
Marvin
talk-
Lewis needs a job in the NFL.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think
this is something I wanted to mention earlier, but because it's just so funny to me. Marvin Lewis really went into his Cowboys interview and said, I must have Hugh Jackson as my offensive coordinator.
That just fired you.
I'm
Another
pretty
thing,
He did a great. He did a good job at the
here's
Bengals.
another hot take.
He did a good OC.
Here's another hot take. I hate the Cowboys hiring Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
You're
Their
literally-
options are
you're-
kind of low.
You're
though.
replacing a puppet with a puppet.
Like, I wouldn't hire Marvin Lewis to like win a championship, but I would definitely hire him to like bring an organization off of the ground.
Like Matt LaFleur with one season with Aaron Rodgers has done a hell of a lot more than Mark McCarthy did.
Sure.
with Suns.
That's very true.
How do you think Matt Rule's going to do?
I think Matt Rule's going to do it with the Panthers. I think they're going to be the first overall pick in this upcoming draft. They
They
have to be. They have to be. They
That's
need.
true.
I mean, they're not going to. Certainly not going to win with Will Greer or Kyle Allen. I mean, you're not really in a great spot to get a good pick. I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence coming in next year.
Everybody go check out the homie Joe's video on Bobcat Showcase that just dropped.
Like
Yes,
terrible
sir.
one.
You know what my dad said to me the other day?
What?
He said Cam Newton might come to Pittsburgh to back up Ben the year.
Cam Newton
And I
needs
said,
to retire.
what the hell are you
He
talking
needs to
about?
retire.
Teddy Bridgewater would be a better pickup than Cam Newton.
What are you guys on?
Why
Cam
does Ben
Newton's
not
still a
retire?
great quarterback.
I never thought he was that good. I'm just gonna come out and say
he
it.
was.
What?
Oh no,
What am
that's
I
that
hearing?
Super Bowl season. He was so good.
Okay,
but,
but Luke Kuechly deserves a hell of a lot more credit for that than Thomas Davis.
We
too.
already
And
gave
Thomas
Thomas-
Davis.
we already gave him all this credit. Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly's
I'm-
wrong.
I'm
It's like no one disputes
I
that.
still have not figured
They
out.
also
what to
had.
take yet.
Dan, what's
whoa,
the hot
whoa.
It's
They,
okay.
they also had Josh Norman. That's before he became
That's
crap.
true. That's true. Damn, you don't have your hot take yet?
I can't think of a hot take.
Joe just gave us like 6.
Yeah,
so
let me-
you might be able to pass
Let
here.
me spit a freestyle.
What is the one thing that might be considered a hot take is I honestly think the Dolphins should not draft Tua.
Oh,
No.
that is a hot take.
That is a hot take.
I want to
So-
hear why.
Alright, so Tua's a great quarterback.
How did you just come up with this hot take?
But the biggest thing is that just solely because of the hip. Like, I'm worried about the hip. Because he could get hit again, especially on the Dolphins, that could cost him a season. Like, I'm honestly surprised that he's still playing. That he's going to come back to football. I get you love the sport, but you almost ended your whole career with that injury. I think Justin Herbert. I think they should look at very highly at Justin Herbert from Oregon. I think
You're surprised that he's playing football?
I'm surprised he's coming back.
Bro, that's a bag. What do you mean?
No, I get, but he's sacrificing himself just for.
Bro, he only needs to play like a year.
He can honestly just
Sign
take
deadline.
a year off after getting drafted.
No, and like I get that, but I'm just saying I think Miami should be very cautious with that pick because
Sure.
well about like the hip. So I'm thinking, do you want to take that risk him getting hurt and ending his career, or do you want Justin Herbert, Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. Justin Herbert might have not had what you think is the best year, but looking at what he did, especially in this bowl game, I consider him to be a good quarterback, and I think he would be a good fit for Miami.
I have, if you want one more hot take, I got it.
Finish this off, yeah.
Okay. All right. Here it is. Joe Burrow is a better prospect than Chase Young.
I agree.
Okay, yeah.
I agree.
I think Joe Burrow
I
is
don't
one
think-
of the best college
Also,
athletes we've seen.
I don't
in
think
a long
Chase
time.
Young gets Defensive Rookie of the Year next year.
I also don't think Chase Young's going to perform.
I don't
that
think
well.
he's.
I still
honestly,
think
honestly,
Chase
don't.
Young
I honestly think he's really overhyped.
I don't agree with that.
Now,
He's very good, but like he's definitely not.
He's the
better
best
than Nick
defensive player
Bosa.
we've seen in a
I
minute.
s-
with my take, do I think the Dolphins will pick Tua? Yes, of course, obviously, but do I think, I think they should be very cautious with that.
Could they take like Chase
In the-
Young? What do you think he falls
Guys.
Do I think Chase Young falls?
into past the Redskins?
No, I think No, I think
I
Chase.
don't think Chase Young is better than Nick Bosa.
So you think
Yeah,
that
no
you
way.
Miami still
He's
takes a
kinda- he's
quarterback?
kinda-
You're just saying you don't know.
Chase
which one.
Young is a little
Yes.
bit overhyped.
Well, no, I
Especially in
know.
those last 3 games. I mean, he did get like double teamed, but against Clemson, he did nothing.
Hey, we're trying to have a conversation over here.
Trevor Lawrence
You
is
guys
better
could
than Joe
shut up.
I'm very
Okay.
confident that the Dolphins will take Tua. I'm just
I don't think.
very concerned whether that's honestly the right pick. I'm excited to see Tua in the NFL. I'm excited to see how he bounces back off that injury. I'm excited to see what he could do for the Dolphins. I'm just very concerned. I'm not sure that is a safe pick. Like, I'm worried that hip is a huge issue and could cause a lot of problems.
Honestly,
I think
Max,
Justin Herbert will.
Max, you're gonna be really mad at me after this one, but I'm just gonna say it now. The reason Joe Burrow was so good is because Joe Brady made him good.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, Joe Brady did make him good, but you don't. Joe Burrow is still an amazing quarterback.
Joe
Yes,
Burrow-
but
And but Joe Burrow also, oh my God, Jamar Chase. And
Yes.
Mosh's
Just wait
son.
till
Justin
you see what
Jefferson.
Trevor Lawrence does next year. Oh, just wait. And he just took his first L.
and with
Game.
ATM gone, he's
Game.
gonna have a lot more
He's-
responsibility.
I don't even want to hear it.
He's breaking all the
I
records.
might also
I'm
be
telling you
with
right
that
Hey,
Tua take.
mark
I might be
this-
a little
write
worried
this
about
down.
his new receiving core if he goes to the Dolphins.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
Devontae Parker's pretty good.
right. But who else?
It's gonna be Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Fields in the college.
Like,
playoffs.
Alabama had the number one receiving.
They have 3 picks this draft.
Yeah, no, I get that. So I'm wondering what you do with those other picks when you pick.
You gotta go get a. You gotta get a defensive. You gotta get. Actually, no.
You can't let Tua. The thing is about
They
Tua
gotta get
is
a,
you have to have a good line because he's gonna get hurt again.
Exactly, which is why I'm worried
Yeah.
that,
They gotta draft
especially with his season-ending injury. So do you go with that, especially
Well,
with
let's
this?
see
Dolphins?
where their other.
How many
picks are.
first picks do they have?
They have
Or
3.
two?
They have
They have
3.
3. They could easily take an offensive lineman.
And there's
with one of
there's a
those
lot of good
picks.
offensive linemen in this draft. I mean, the only team that really needs an offensive lineman right now is the Browns.
It's true. Bengals.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, I was
wait a
like,
minute.
Bengals.
And-
Bengals
but
are
the
worst
Bengals only
one.
have 1 pick, so you either go for Joe Burrow or you don't go for it, or you go for a stupid
Can the
offensive. Who
Bengals-
would you pick first?
So this
The Bengals
isn't like a
please
big
put
year
together a
for
good roster.
offensive linemen. And
It's
stuff.
actually it's
Guys, I just want the
a good
Bengals
year.
to be good.
Shh, everybody stop.
It's a bigger year for playmakers and wide receivers. Like
The
this
end is supposed to be
receiver,
chaos.
this receiving list in the draft is deep.
Okay.
Like playmakers. is
AJ Green
deep.
is getting
We're just gonna
The
stop.
Dolphins have 5, 18, and 26.
Messi's better than Ronaldo.
I agree. All right.
Hockey will pass baseball in the next 5 years.
Yo, Gretzky's not the best.
And speaking of hockey, we're gonna be getting into hockey and.
I agree with you
Oh
there.
my God!
I
Stop
was
talking.
I was just saying random hot takes.
He's not the best scorer.
Hey, let me get my transition in, okay, Joe?
Okay.
Speaking of hockey, in our next podcast we'll be talking a little bit of hockey and also soccer, which I know Dylan's excited about.
Football.
We'll have Curtis back for that too,
See
and
fatter.
yeah, he's also one of our soccer guys.
He's in class right now.
He is in class.
I'll be your hockey guy.
Yeah, of course. Jay
Yeah,
used to play.
When you
Denver's
talk about
just
hockey,
yeah,
none of
famous.
us are gonna
I'm just
really
here to
talk.
talk about what
That's how I'm gonna feel when you guys talk about soccer.
That's I mean that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But there's no going to be a debate with you. It's just like, yeah, you're right.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, we record every Sunday. Hope to post every Friday. Hopefully, even a little earlier.
Follow us at
if it gets done. Follow us at SportsBreak Ohio on
Yes,
Twitter.
sir.
Facebook will be up soon. And yeah, anybody have any final comments?
I'll be back with a poem
Oh, everybody plug your Twitters. Mine's at Max Brunke Tweets.
at the Dylan T.
At Joe, the letter D, Collins 1.
At J-Dog Bobcat.
That one's really easy.
I always like
JDB?
JDB.
Alright.
And then Curtis is Curtis_Fader1. FEDER.
If you listen to this whole thing, shout out to you. You know, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, thank you to all of our listeners. If there are any.
Yeah.
Thank you to all our listeners. This has been a lot of fun.
Pleasure to be on the air.
The first
Big
legit
trust.
podcast, and if it sounds any better to the guys that listened to our last one, we actually recorded this one in our podcast booth that is provided to us by the great university, Ohio University.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that journalism
That's what I'm
program.
talking about. And that's why you'll hear a little bit of Joe Burrow, I don't know, a little bit of
I
spice.
still
a
think
lot.
Trevor
Hoping
Lawrence
to
is
get him on
better.
the. Hoping to get him on this podcast.
Oh, he
this
will.
month.
I don't care. He's coming on the podcast.
Joe
I don't care
Burrow
how I
is
need
sort
to
of-
make it happen.
He'll always be at J Bar. He's always
Yeah.
there for some reason.
Guys.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks everybody for joining. This has been Sports Break. I'm Max Brunke. Thank you for listening.